Hi, everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about the partnership. So they say that the best thing you can do in business is choose the right partner. And they say that the worst thing you can do in business is choosing the wrong partner. So whether in life, in marriage, relationships, or in business, choosing the right partner is extremely important, because if you don't go into the same direction, you're pulling apart, right? So I'm going to talk about business, but you can also think of the relationship, and apply it there. But the most important thing that I always start working with my clients is to work on the vision, right? So you really have to have clear destination. Imagine you go on a sailing trip and you don't know where you're going, right? You would just basically be, sailing around the ocean. God knows if you would survive, because the wind can take you somewhere in the middle of the ocean and you would be eaten by the sharks, right? So the point is that it's really, really important to understand for yourself and vision that where you want to go, and it needs to be really pulling you, right? It needs to be very inspiring. So speaking of partnership, if you're not aligned on that vision, that can become very, very destructive, because maybe you have the same kind of high level idea, but then what does it really mean? You're going in the other directions, right? And the teams below you will kind of follow, or there will be so much confusion that people will not really know, and there will be stress. And there is such a lack of awareness around that the culture will not even speak this out. It will just be this state of confusion, but no one will come to you and say, hey, can you align on the vision, because I'm having this confusion, right? Usually people, employees don't really think that much around the vision. They just kind of in the day-to-day understand that, I'm supposed to do that, but now we're doing this, right? And there is this conflict, right? Or people fight between each other for the resources, right? And they don't help each other because they don't understand why one person is doing this and that department is focusing on that and the other one on that. So of course, in massive companies, one of my clients used to say, the right hand doesn't know anymore what the left hand is doing, right? So that's in a large, massive organizations, that's a key problem. But speaking really of partnership, when you are a CEO or co-founder and you have your partner in business, or you think of finding a partner in business, really think of these few important things. First of all, agree on the vision up front and get really detailed around that. What does it look like? What does it mean from the standpoint of people you will be hiring, the culture you want to have, the values you want to drive, all of that. Values, another point. You have to be really aligned on the values, and alignment on the values doesn't just mean growth. Oh yeah, okay, we're aligned on the values. Growth may mean something very different to one person than to the other. So for example, the growth may mean spreading across to as many countries as possible, barely touching and going deep, but just like spreading everywhere, right? And maybe the other person goes like, growth means to me go deep and get into each country and really take the market share and then move on to the next one. These are very different strategies, and it's not about choosing the right strategy, but one person who will want to go crazy will be very, very different than that other person. And if there is conflict at the very top, it will slow everything down. Okay, so you want to have different voices and diversity and different opinions. Absolutely want that, but on the main things like the vision, the values, the sort of the integrity of the business, right? You really want to have that absolutely nailed down before you sign any papers and before you get into any collaboration, because it can literally get you bankrupt. I've been speaking to many leaders. Some of them became my clients, some have not, but many of them pointed out stories of, they had to leave, they had to close down the business because they couldn't agree as founders. All the time, right? Like all the time I hear stories like that. So I just thought that it's really important to point it out, because whether you start new business, some of my clients are really senior CEOs and they want to start new business. Make sure you get clear on who your partner needs to be. If you want to have a partner, I advise to write down sort of the avatar, like you would do for your ideal client. Just write down does this person look like, right? What do they kind of embody as characteristics that you would like to have complement yours, and also what support would you like to have in that person? What would be that ideal kind of role? So that's what I want to offer to you today. And please share if you have any great stories of great partnerships, or I hope not, but any horror stories. That's interesting what the lessons learned are for you there. And yeah, let me know if you need help in sorting this out. I'd be happy to help you if you have no clue where to start and you'd love to either buy and build and get into partnerships, and you're scared about that because that's too much of a sort of talking to people and you don't know. Maybe you're working through a succession, and that's kind of different level maybe of partnership, but for some time you'll need to partner with, whether it's your kids or the other way around, your parents or maybe your siblings. That also is interesting, always very interesting, and there is another layer of family included. So I'll be happy to help with any of that if that's where you are. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.